Hey, how's it going? The lighting's really neat out here. You look over there, the sun's just setting or just set a little bit ago. Uh, Looks really pretty. Moon's out there, you can see it a little bit. It's just a really nice night, 50 degrees. Just wanted to say hey. I haven't really thought about, well, I've thought a lot about, but I haven't really figured out what I want to say in these yet. If I actually make them, if you saw my last video, I'm kind of a little kind of done with them a little bit, but I thought I'd check in, just let you see what's out there. Yeah, I guess part of my thought is that if you are watching these, maybe you should like approach me and let me know like, hey man, I'm interested in what you're trying to say. Like, what do you think about this? Maybe you know somebody who's bipolar. Maybe you know someone who's depressed. Maybe you know someone who, just needs some, everyone tries to give encouragement all the time to those of people in our lives that are having a hard time, but sometimes you need more than encouragement, and sometimes you need more than just, positivity. Maybe that's what I'll talk about. So the whole notion of positivity, to those of you who don't know, is a pretty lame notion. If you're in a really bad place and things are really negative, the worst thing you can tell someone, at least the worst thing you could tell me when I was in that place, was it's gonna get better. You're gonna be better. Or just be positive. The worst fucking thing you can say. Okay? Because yes, we know that already. Okay? The best thing that you can do, or at least a good thing that you can do, is just be with that person, right? Let them know that you're there. And ask them what they really feel. And be straight with them. Tell them, okay, look, you might not feel good or okay for a long time, but it's possible that this is going to end sooner than you might think, that it's possible to be okay again. Because when you tell someone it will, they know it's not true. Some people don't make it, and that's the fucking truth. Okay, but really we hope that it's not going to happen to the people we love and the people we know. So yeah, tell them, let them know it can be okay. Because I'm proof now that I was in a really bad place. I almost didn't want to really be on this earth anymore in October. That was like less than November, December, January. This was like 4 months ago. And right now I'm looking up at the moon like I do most nights and checking out the sky and the sunset. And I have to say, like, I really want to be here, and there's so much that I want to do in this life, and so much that I'm thinking now and feeling now. And I guess just, show them this video, or just, tell them it can be okay. Not it will be okay, because it might not. People that are in a hard place, that are really suffering, want to hear the truth, and the truth is that they might not be okay. You don't need to tell them that, but just be honest. Be like, hey, you might be okay. You can be okay. I believe you're going to be okay. And we're going to do everything we can to move you from this dark place where sometimes we wish we weren't even here, to a place where you can say the way I feel now, like, there's people, a person that I want to meet. There's things I want to do. I want to learn to play music. I want to, go to the Middle East, in the UK, and Scotland, and Japan, all these possibilities. Will I do all that? Who knows? Maybe not. There's other things to do here. There's a lot money involved and time, but it's possible, and it's possible for us to follow our dreams and all these kind of things that disillusioned mundane people feel is just a thing of movies and books and stories. But the truth is, like, it's not for other people, it's for you too, if you choose it. And even if you're committed, and even if you're in a family, and even if you've already like kind of settled, like, you might not be a free spirit that's going to go out there and hitchhike around and like travel the world like I'm hoping to be, and friends that I've met in the past have been, and the people I connect to most are. It doesn't mean that you can't get in the car and take your family out somewhere, or take some time off work, even if you're in a pretty committed job and you don't have that much time. There is ways to go places, and even more importantly than going places is going places in your own mind, because we're not limited. And I don't want to be fucking preachy. I'm sorry if it's coming off that way. Maybe I should, be less you and tell you more about me. But at least for me, what I found is, yes, I've lived in different states. And yes, I really like seeing new places. But honestly, I could spend the rest of my life in Creve Coeur, Maryland Heights area, St. Louis, or Maplewood or something, not leave the city for the rest of my life and be okay. If I could find, find the person that I'm looking for, if I could read all the time, if I could watch movies, if I could climb all the time and, work out hard and camp and go to bars and talk to random people and share lives and, go and drink green tea. And I mean, whatever it is for you, maybe it's going to blues games and like being into sports, or like, going to shows in the Fox and like, like drama and shows like my brother and sister and people are into. Like, whatever it is that makes you feel alive, it's possible to do that without leaving your town. So hopefully you'll make it to that place that you've always wanted to been, go someday. Alaska, Hawaii, California, the ocean if you live in the Midwest, Japan for me, whatever it is. Hopefully you make it there someday. And if you don't, I guess what I'm trying to say is, even if you don't, we struggle because our minds aren't free. We struggle because we feel stress, fucking stress all the time. You don't need to be stressed. There's a way to feel engaged and motivated and enthusiastic and focused without the need of stress. Whether it's distress or eustress or any of the other terms they use scientifically, there's ways to get your body moving and feeling intense without getting nervous and anxious and stressed. And that's really what I want to stress, is that I believe, maybe even I know, I mean, you look at any of these like sages and philosophers and practitioners, like especially Buddhistic people, but really any religion or any non-religion, like mindfulness, meditation, contemplation, books, athletics, whatever it is, there is a way to be free from stress, from pain. Well, not pain, we're always going to experience pain. That's not such a bad thing because that makes us human. But stress is not necessary to be human. Stress is the chains that we're developed into, conditioned into, that we can liberate ourselves from once you learn how this mind works, where your thoughts and emotions are coming from, that you're not them, but they're part of you, and there is a way to be free. So, yeah, I guess that's what I want to say for now. I wasn't sure I was going to start this, but that's where I want to go with it. There is a way to be free. Hopefully you make it to all the places that you want to be someday, all over this beautiful earth of ours, or space someday, who knows. But even if you're limited for time and money or whatever else it is, look in the mirror, focus on your breath, deepen the relationships and connections and conversations and feelings you have for each other, for the people you love, for the people you know, for just whoever it is. Because I really feel like that's what this life, maybe I want to be like, that's what this life is about, but that is kind of what this life is about, to explore and experience as much as we can, to feel as much and deeply as we can, to think with much clarity and insight as we can, perceptiveness, but also just to be free and feel like stress doesn't rule our lives. That what rules our lives is choice. What we choose to feel, what we choose to think. And yeah, there's limitations, economic, political, familial obligations, whatever it is, but there is a way to be free. I know it's true based on what I've read, based on who I've met, and based on my own personal experience of what the kind of darkness and pain can be experienced and stress, but where you can go with it if you're just willing to fucking look at yourself straight and have the courage, the bravery, because that's really what it's about, the courage and bravery to look yourself in the face and be like, okay, I know that you're flawed. I know that you have problems. I know that you're not the best human in the world, but you can be, or at least, as best as you possibly can be. And that notion of human potential is something that I believe is tremendously empowering and beautiful, and maybe should be, I don't want to say should, but, ought to be everyone's aspiration on some level, to be the best people that we want to be and accomplish all we can, experience all we can, feel all we can, think all we can, and be all we can. That's it. I gotta get back to work. There's the moon. Good reminder of, time passing by, and there's always something up there in the sky looking after us. Well, looking down at us, or maybe just we're looking up at it, and it can be comforting. And you know, other people out there are looking up at the same moon. So, truth and love.